Hello guys, welcome to Solid Tutorial. Today we shall see events and listeners in Servlets. So first of all, you should know what is event. The event is nothing but a action performed on a component is called as event. Here again the question may be what is component? The component may be the button, there may be radio, there may be checkbox, there may be label, there may be the image or browse or dialog, okay, or maybe close. So these are the actions performed on the components is called as event. And the process of executing some logic when the event is raised, when the event is called as event handling. The process of executing some logic when the event is raised is called as event handling. So how can I able to how can I able to achieve event handling in my Java application? So to accomplish event handling, we need to take the help of event listeners, which has been supplied by event handling methods, So with the help of those event handling methods, we can accomplish event handling. Okay, and those all the event listeners are the interfaces. Maximum event listeners are the interfaces in Java. So what it contains actually to accomplish event handling? First of all, we need a source object like buttons, events like events, like we need an action event which has been raised when the button is clicked, which need to be raised when the button is clicked. Then we need a listener. As I said to you, listeners are the interfaces. So event listener, like action listener, then event handling method, like action performed, fine. So from which version onwards the servlet has been started? The listeners. Now the question might have raised in your mind the doubt, that is, why are you talking about the events in servlets? Because I want to track. There might be a need whenever I want to track when the request has been reached to my servlet, when the response has been sent to the browser, when session started, when session has been stopped, or there might be a reason when solid context or the web application has been reloaded or restarted or stopped. Okay, at that time I need to take the help of those listeners. So to achieve or to work with those listeners, from Solid API 2.3 onwards, Solid listeners are introduced to perform event handling on the request object, on the HTTP session object, and Solid context object. So I hope now you understood the need of Solid listeners. Okay, whenever you want to track any kind of information regarding to request, session, and context objects, then you need to work with the Solid listeners, and this feature has been introduced from Solid API 2.3. So let us see now each request. What is the purpose of request object? To work with the listener, session object to work with the listener, and context object to work with the listener. So when to apply event on a request? So event handling on the request object allows us to find or rectify when the request object is created, when the request object has been destroyed for each request. So we can evaluate the time period or the gap period between, or the time taken between each request processing cycle. Similarly, I can able to identify regarding to session. So while working with the event handling on the session, like HTTP session object allows us to know when the HTTP session object is created and it has been invalidated. So we can able to find the session duration based on this servlet event, events. Okay, boss. Let us see similarly for context object. So event handling, we can find event handling on Solid context object, which allows to know or allows to find or let us know when Solid context object is created, when it has destroyed. So we can analyze when our application is deployed, or undeployed or reloaded or restarted or stopped into my server. So these are the uses of listeners. These are the uses of listeners with the help of request session and solid context objects. So what are the APIs are available? So there are some APIs, solid APIs are available that are required to perform event handling on the request, or you can call solid request or HTTP solid request, then solid context and HTTP session object. So let me elaborate this diagram. Actually, diagram is blank. I will fill it. So this table diagram contains source object, and that source object related to event class name and event listeners, then event handling methods. So let me go for first. That is my request. To work with the request, I can take the help of solid request event. Solid request event. Solid request event. Actually, I don't think so. This is enough. This is good approach. So let me go in Paint better. Let me arrange in Paint. Control S, Control C. So where is my Paint? Paint. So I will use here. So let me draw here. Okay. So this will give me better space, enough space. So let me, because space is not available there, so I'm arranging here all the contents. So source object, then event class, then I'm looking for event listener, and then after event listener, where we'll proceed for event handling methods. We'll proceed for event handling methods. This is about event class. This is about event listener. Okay, boss, fine. So first we'll proceed for request. I think let us increase the font. Okay, this is more than enough. Okay guys, so event class is solid request event for the request object, and let me go for event listener. The event listener name is solid request listener, solid request listener, and the methods request destroyed, which takes one parameter. Let me add request initialize. More method, request initialize. So here is my request initialize. So you will take the help of these two methods, request destroyed and request initialize. Will it fill here? I'll try to fill maximum stuff on a single line. Yes, but somewhat. Yes, it is filling. Good. This is for first. Let me use some different color. So red color. Okay guys, so now we'll proceed for now response. So in the case of response, I can take the help of, I think space problem may raise definitely. So here let me go for response now. In the case of response, you will find solid request at let me go for one more request. Let me go for here request. So here is my solid request attribute event, solid request attribute event. Then it's listener class name. Actually I need to minimize the size. Then event listener, then solid request attribute listener, solid request attribute listener. Okay, and its methods are like I can say attribute added, attribute added contains one parameter, then attribute removed, which takes one parameter, and I need attribute replace. One more method is available. So here is attribute replace. Attribute replace. Attribute replace. So use black color. Okay guys, so this is about the request. Let me go for now solid context. Let me proceed for now solid context. So here is my solid context. Solid context. Solid context class name. Solid context event class name, that is solid context event. Solid context event, and its listener name is solid context listener. Solid context listener. Solid context listener. Okay boss, fine. Solid context listener. Then what are the methods are available? So here I can check here by using context destroyed, context destroyed, context destroyed, which takes one parameter. Next, context initialize. Context initialize. This also takes one more parameter. Okay boss, fine. Let me add some different color. Okay, now let me go for one more solid context. Again I want to go for solid context. Solid context contains, let me go for now attribute to work with the attributes. So here is my solid context attribute. Solid context attribute, solid context attribute event, and it's a listener class name, and its listener class name, that is solid context attribute listener. Attribute listener, and its methods are, so attribute added. Let me add attribute added, attribute removed, attribute added, attribute removed, and attribute replace. Attribute replace. Okay boss, so let me add one more different color for these attributes. Go for again black color. Then we'll go for now HTTP session. We'll proceed for now HTTP session. So here let's work with HTTP session now. So here I need HTTP session. So it's appropriate event class name. Its appropriate event class name, that is HTTP session event. HTTP session event. Then its listener, HTTP session listener. Then its attributes are session created, which takes one parameter. Then session destroyed. This also takes one parameter. So these are the two methods. Okay boss, fine. Let me go for now again HTTP session attributes. So again HTTP session, then its appropriate event class name, that is HTTP session binding. HTTP session binding. These are the APIs binding event. HTTP session binding event. Then HTTP session binding HTTP session attribute. Attribute listener, and its methods are attribute added, which takes one parameter. Next, attribute removed, then one more attribute replaced, okay boss. So these are the attributes, so these are the methods, okay guys, fine. So let me save this, go to last events and events. Let me add here the listeners solid APIs. Solid event listeners API. Okay boss, fine. So after learning this, should I try to display here, but because of font it makes the issue. So let us see now, let us take one case. Suppose I want to write some log messages, or to understand the flow of execution of my web application. Generally we use system.out.println statements. So to make our web application generating some log messages for monitoring purpose or for tracking purpose, or to keep the track of flow of execution of your request response session and context attributes, and to understand the flow of execution, we generally use system.out.println statements to write these log messages to the server console, but once server is down or server console is scrolled up, we may lose all these log messages. So we have the loss if we use system.out.println, because we may lose all those console messages. So how can I overcome this problem? To overcome this problem, it is recommended to write these log messages to the log files of the server. So where these log files are available, if I go to my web application, suppose last time I directly configured this inbuilt in my web application. So let me go for different servers. Apache Tomcat 7. I think I configured this one only. Let me check web apps. There are no more web apps, so this already are distributed, right? Which web apps has been used? So let me go for logs. So you can find your logs. You can find here all these logs, right? Okay boss, so this is today's log. So this is log file. Okay, fine. So today we practice with the HTTP session with URL rewriting, and this also, which contains your application, starting your web applications, and I want to track these informations when it has restarted. Okay, fine. Okay boss, so this is the log messages. It is available under logs directory. So Tomcat generates the set of log files each day having data in a log file. So it is available in a Tomcat log. So you can see here, this is my Tomcat home, and you will find under logs folder, okay, fine. So Tomcat localhost. So localhost, you can see here, these are log messages. Okay boss, fine, with the localhost and the date. So but I'm not interested to use by using system.out.println. So how can I able to work? So to write the messages to the current days log file, to the today's date or current days, or you can call today's date. Instead of let me call current days, today's date log file. So call or write log methods. We need to call or write log methods on a solid context object. On a solid context object, how can I able to call? I can take the help of solid context, and I can get the solid context object by using get solid context method, and I can call this solid context reference sc dot log, and what are the message you want to keep here the message. So this statement write the messages to the current days of log file in Tomcat or Tomcat logs directory. So to work with these logs, we can add servlet listeners. We can add servlet listener based on monitoring or tracking or record, or you can call recording or tracking on our web application without disturbing existing source code. Every listener is a Java class that implements. One thing is keep your mind. So before we want to proceed this point, so proceed for this. So we can take the help of solid listeners. So without disturbing my existing business logic code. So I can able to add the log files, as well as I can able to refer to those log files from my logs directory. So one thing is keep your mind, all the listeners, every listeners in Java class, Java class that implements XXX listeners are interfaces. Okay, I stop calling R is interface. So every listener in a Java class, every listener is a Java class that implements XXX listener is an interface. XXX listener is a interface. So guys, and every listener must be configured in a web.xml file using listener tag. Now let us see one Java web application to demonstrate or to apply all three listeners. All three listeners means here I want to add, what are listeners I want to add. So let's see, actually it's in Paint now, I could not copy. That is a solid request event, solid context event, and HTTP session event. Okay, HTTP session listener, context listener, and request listener. So guys, we'll create this Java web application. So all three listeners. So let me write here listener name. First of all, let me add here HTTP session listener, like HTTP session listener, comma. Let me add here solid context listener, and solid request listener. Okay, fine. So Java web application to apply all three listeners like HTTP session listener, solid context listener, and solid request listener. So I'm going to apply those listeners on this my existing web application. This is my existing web application whose name is this. Already we have studied into the tutorial number 196. Okay boss, fine.